It sounded like all hell was
our
breaking
little stunt
loose.
helped some
Whatever
other
nonsense
civic-minded
these
people
people
raise
pulled,
valid
it seemed to be
concerns
working.
about community relations. Their faces said it all. I was on their side, but how could they know that? If they came through that door, I'd be leaving as a human shield and never leaving at all. Luckily for me, for once the police arrived just in time. The last few prisoners were trapped in here, and more pressingly, seemed I was too. Either there was a switch to those doors
That
somewhere,
kid had the right
or I was in a
idea.
whole
There was
heap
no
of
point
shit.
bouncing bullets off that thing. I decided I'd try to pick up where he left off. And then immediately regretted that decision. And of course, they were headed my way. It looked like the prisoners were giving them a run for their money. That's what happens when you hand some roided-up half-wit a commando uniform with special on the front and let him ride around his hometown in a tank playing soldiers. Sooner or later, someone's gonna decide he's not so special. There were a bunch more in the elevator, tooled up like they were about to roll into Fallujah. If the heat was rising, that meant I was getting closer to the source. I had to keep moving. If there was one thing I learned since being in Sao Paulo, it was that me and the local elevators were not a good mix. If the heat was rising, that meant I was getting closer to the source. I had to keep moving. If there was one thing I learned since being in Sao Paulo, it was that me and the local elevators were not a good mix. Whatever depressing fate lay on the other side of those doors, there was no point in putting it off. I still didn't know how I'd gone from drinking myself numb in New Jersey to looting corpses in Brazil. But this was where I was, 5,000 miles from a home I couldn't go back to, on another suicide mission to clean up a mess that wasn't even mine. I still didn't know how I'd gone from drinking myself numb in New Jersey to looting corpses in Brazil. But this was where I was, 5,000 miles from a home I couldn't go back to,
dozing
on
off in
another
a briefing
suicide
room.
mission to clean up a mess that wasn't even mine. Tear gas. This wasn't good. I needed to find a way out of that stairwell, but at least I could breathe. I was trying to work out what direction I was headed in when I discovered some more Brazilian architecture not designed for the American physique. The doors were all locked. There had to be something else I wasn't seeing. fast.
My eyes and throat burned, but at least I could breathe. I was trying to work out what direction I was headed in when I discovered some more Brazilian architecture not designed for the American physique. There it was, the tape from the Bronco security system. Jesus, it was that guy. I had seen him in the favela, Bachmeyer, Becker's right-hand man. His time would come, him and Becker.
I'd seen enough. It was time to bring this nightmare to an end.